Hi, my name is Brian, and I'm the Hot Pop Professor. And today I'm very excited to show a PSA reveal that I had for a 10-card submission that I dropped off in PSA. I sent in June, actually, this summer. So you'll look at the cert numbers. They're not like brand new cert numbers from the mid-9s, but super excited to share how I did. So we'll turn the camera around and take a look at a lot of Maddox refractors and a couple other fun cards from the 90s. Okay, let's go ahead and get things started off here. And let's see if we can, there we are. All right, so in previous reveal videos, I think what I usually would do is I would have sort of the value I put in and all that stuff. I'm not gonna bother as much with that for this one. So let's go ahead and get these over here. And let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit. There we are. Okay, so now as I put the display out here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cover up the grade for just a second, and we'll talk briefly about the card. Like I said, I'm not going to go over the actual value, but what I will do is I'll put the pop report, and you'll see sort of the PSA perceived value of these, which is, I think some of them are comically off, which is really funny. One of these, it says it's like $2 or something. Very strange, but okay. Anyway, let's go ahead and talk about these. So the first one I have here is a absolutely stunning card. This is a 1997, and this is a Pinnacle Certified Mirror Gold. And really, really beautiful. This is the subset of Certified Stars. And really happy I've now completed my rainbow for all of these: mirror red, mirror blue, mirror gold for the regular, and now I've got the mirror red, mirror blue, mirror gold for the certified stars. So I got this card, I went ahead and peeled it myself, sent it in, and got a beautiful gem mint, or not gem mint, well, it might as well be gem mint 9, you know, gem mint 9. We'll keep that 40 slip in there, but yeah, very, very pleased with that. And so again, for most of these 90s cards, I'm really looking for, let me adjust this camera a little bit. I'm really looking for mint 9. That's what I'm trying to get, because a mint 9 is going to, it's going to be a significant value bump over an ungraded card, a raw card. So now if I happen to pop a 10 or 2, that's fantastic. But basically, I thought if I had a shot at a 9, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to send it in and see if we can do it. All right, this next card, very, very happy to look at this. This is a 93 SP, and this is a Platinum Power, Ken Griffey Jr. And these are really condition-sensitive cards, and I sent this in because I thought this was a 9. I was able to purchase this card. You can buy this card between $10 and $15. I actually overpaid for this one. I actually spent $20 on it because the condition looked so good. The only thing I saw on this card was a little tiny touch of white on the bottom. Let's see if we can get the focus there. And so because of that one little touch, there we are, I figured it wouldn't get a gem, wouldn't have any chance at that. But aside from that, this card is super clean. I was a little dismayed to see there's a tiny touch here and there, and those little touches were not present when I sent it in. Regardless, still happy with it. And I got a mint 9. Which is actually a fairly low pop for this particular card, and it has a really nice value bump. These cards do sell in a 9 for about $100. So I already have another one of these cards ungraded, but really pleased with this. I probably will sell it because I'll keep the other one that I've got, and looking forward to this. All right, you know that I love Dufex, and so I've got this 94 Pinnacle Cal Ripken. And this is a card that I love this set. I love Dufex in general, but I'm trying to pick up some of the star players from this 94 Pinnacle with Dufex. And I was looking through my collection, and you know, Dufex cards have sort of an interesting, they have some challenging condition features with them, particularly with the surface and the back edges. This card looked particularly clean, and I thought, well, let's go ahead and see what we got. I'm pretty sure it was going to be a 9, but I thought, look, even if there's a small chance it could gem, we're going to go ahead and go for it, see what happens. And I figured even if I only get a 9, it'd still be a nice value bump, and I would be able to sell it and get the money back from that later. And so we got a mint 9. So just a beautiful, gorgeous card of an incredible player. Ripken. Always loved Ripken growing up too, because that was iconic Al's guy. Okay, now this next one, I'm gonna bust out the jeweler's loop on this one, because I had an issue with this card. I had some sort of lower expectations for this. This is a 1999. You can already see the numbering out of 100 in the refractor. You probably already know what this is, but this is a 99 finest gold refractor. And this is the Sterlings. He had a gems, a sterling, and just a regular refractor. And he had all those three in gold versions as well, numbered to 100. This is a beautiful, beautiful example of the Sterlings subset that we have. Now, I was a little concerned. Sending this card in, I assumed this would get probably a 7 or an 8, namely because of some of the corners that we had here. So I'm really curious if this is going to work, but let's see if I can get this going here. So we had a corner issue. This corner, if it's going to want to focus here, I'm trying to get the loop to show, but that corner is, I mean, a little fuzzy, a little frayed where that decal edge meets. And this one sort of has a similar fate. You can see little fibers sticking out there. So I wasn't really expecting, because of mostly this upper right corner, I thought really probably not gonna be a mint 9, and depending on how, I really wish it would focus this a little bit. If I had a third hand, maybe I could, oh well. But alas, we do what we do. And so imagine my shock when I was expecting a 7 or an 8, and all of a sudden they give us a mint 9, which is, I mean, tremendous. I mean, now honestly, that kind of a corner probably just happens with the decal edge. Sometimes you'll have that kind of a corner forming, but I'm really, really pleasantly surprised, really happy with that. And I was not expecting that to happen, to get that good of a grade on it. So that was a really, really big win, especially because it's a big card. Okay, and then this one, now this is a card I actually already had, and you can see this is the, you can see the refractor on the back of this 98 finest. And despite the fact that it's the refractor, you see there's no R next to the number here. And very typical, actually, for these non-protector refractors from 98 finest. Now, I mentioned before, I already had this card, but this one I felt was a nice upgrade. The one that I had was in a PSA assigned 7, and I was happy with the card. It was great. It looked just like this on the front, but my 7 had a significant hulking on the back, and so his face, he looked rather green, rather ill. And I saw this one for sale with no hulking on there, and so I was able to pick this one up raw for a very modest price on eBay auction, and said, okay, well, it does look really, really good. I thought, hey, this could have a chance at a 10, and so I sent it in, and we got a mint 9. And so, hey, we're doing well. Not a whole lot of variety to the grades, but hey, that's hey, mint 9. Like I said, any one of these cards comes back a mint 9. That is a win in my book. All right, now we got going on here, looking at a 2003. You can see the numbering on the back here at a 99. We have this beautiful 2003 finest X-Fractor, numbered out of 99. Now this card, I was very, very excited to send this card in, because this card I thought had a legit shot at a 10. Most of the ones I'm sending in, I've sent in before, I didn't think they would have a legit shot at a 10. This one I thought did. This one looked really, really good to me. And so I was super excited to see what they would do with this. And we got a mint 9. So I don't know why it got a 9. It looks like a perfect card to me. I don't know. Okay. Fine. I'm happy with it. It's a significant value bump with a mint 9 for a card that's over 20 years old. And it's super rare, and it's a PC card anyway. Most of these are PC cards. Any one of these Maddox refractors, yeah, these are PC cards, unless they gem. And then they gem, then I've got to sell them, because that's just what we've got to do. All right, so coming along, let's take a look. One more card, looks like it's from the same set, but not numbered because this one is the regular refractor. Now this is not an expensive card. Sorry about that. My dog was trying to burst in, so I'm trying to figure out a way to do that. Anyway, this is not an expensive card. This is probably a $10 to $20 card. You can find them on eBay for about 10, 12, 15 plus shipping, something like that. I paid a little more for this specific example. There was one for $10, but it had a noticeable ding on the back corner, and I just didn't want that, so I thought I would just hold out and wait for a better copy. A better one came along as an auction, and I really wanted it, and I ended up spending a little over 20 bucks on this card, and I know it was overpaying, but the condition when I got this card, I really truly believed that no other grade other than a 10 made sense for this card. And so I sent it in, and I actually am not surprised at all that this gemmed. I got my Gem Mint 10 for a card that's over 20 years old, and I'm super, super pumped about it. The only bad thing is now that it's a Gem 10, I kind of need another copy. So I went ahead and bought another copy. So I waited around, got another one. Now the only thing is, I was a little dismayed, with PSA and their quality control. This card, I'm not surprised it gemmed, but I'm a little saddened that I think they damaged this card. I know it says 10, but I think they damaged it after they graded it. And so I just want to point out there's a touch of white in this corner. Let's go ahead and take a look at it real quick. Under the loop, if it will focus, if I can get this to focus on there. Let me see if I can. Give me 1 second here. Let's try this one more time. Where is it? Well, what if we just go? What if we just come real close with it? Yeah, there's definitely like a significant, there we go. That's probably the best we're gonna get on it. But you can clearly see, like, that is not a Gem Mint card. I mean, with that kind of a touch on the corner, honestly, I would expect an 8. So hey, all you PSA 10 fanboys out there, this is the quality of the 10s you're getting sometimes. Is this worth a big premium for that? Well, I'm not the one buying it, but I will be the one selling it. So yeah, this is a nice, it's still a beautiful card, a rare card. There aren't that many of them. I believe this is a pop 3, and I'll be putting the pops on the sides as we're going through. But yeah, I was a little saddened that they had actually damaged that one. And in fact, with that plus the Griffey, they had a couple other touches on there. I'm not that pleased with PSA, and well, I mean the grades are okay, but if they're going to damage the cards, I'm not sure it's a good thing. All right, here comes another one. Beautiful top scrum. Oh, I'll put my hat on. There we go. And you can see this is numbered out of 449. Beautiful, beautiful. This is a 2003, not a 93. Topps Chrome Gold refractor. What a beautiful, beautiful card. Really, really pleased to pick this up. I looked at this thing, and again, gorgeous card. Had to give it a shot. Had a shot at a 10. Didn't really see anything wrong with it. And we got Mint 9. Mint 9. Really happy with this. I'm really happy it's a 9. Now I get to keep it in my collection. So that's good. I will say, this is one of the very first PSA orders I ever sent in using this loop that Dylan, Double D, Vintage Baseball Cards, Dylan recommended that I get a loop like this and sort of use it to look over the cards before I send them in. And I did that for this order. And I will say, it was, it worked out well for me. Here's a 99 finest, team finest blue refractor numbered out of 150, as we saw on the back. Just a beautiful, gorgeous riot of shine. Is a tremendously beautiful card and looked really good to me. And so got a Mint 9. Happy with that one. And now I'm not sure if I'm really going to continue trying to get some of these insert refractors. This one, I'm kind of undecided whether I want to try to really get the red out of 50, the gold out of 25. Seems a little excessive. Is that really where I want to go with this? I don't know. We'll see. All right, and the last and final card, 10th card in this order. And I guess with the serial numbers, I guess I have certain numbers I went backwards from 60 back to 51, but hey, that's cool. All right, and this last one, we have a beautiful 2001 Bowman Chrome X-Fractor. Really a stunner. And this X-Fractor, I don't know, I feel like these are tougher to find, but it's a slightly different refractor pattern. You don't actually see much of it. It's closer to an atomic refractor pattern than an X-Fractor, because you don't see much of the X's in here. You see the little checker boxes, and then you see these little dots between the big sort of tic-tac-toe pattern that's in the background. And so it's just a stunning example of this. Nicely centered, left to right, maybe just a touch thicker on the left. But boy, is that just a beautiful, beautiful card. I thought I had a chance at greatness, sent it in. We got a mint 9. And so, again, really happy. Get to have this joining in my collection. So basically, I got on all 9s. I got 9s on every single card except for one that I gemmed that they damaged anyway. And so, how about that? Anyway, really happy with this return, and thanks for watching.